Hey everyone, welcome back. Tonight's story is the Snowy Spellbook. Get comfortable, and if you enjoy these bedtime adventures, feel free to like and subscribe. Alright, let's get started. Snow falls gently over the quiet mountain path. The wind is soft but steady, brushing through tall pine trees. A paladin in silver armor walks ahead, her boots crunching the snow. Behind her, a wizard in a blue cloak holds her staff close. A druid with moss in his hair walks beside an artisan carrying a wooden pack. They move slowly, watching the sky grow darker. The paladin, named Elira, raises her hand. She points to a small clearing ahead. The trees form a circle, and the snow there is smooth and untouched. The group steps into the space, their breath rising in soft clouds. Elira smiles and says they should rest here. The wizard, Mira, nods and begins to draw a small circle in the snow with her staff. The druid, Thalen, kneels and places his hand on the ground. He closes his eyes and listens. The earth feels calm, he says. The artisan, Bren, begins to unpack thick blankets and a small iron pot. They work together in silence. Elira clears snow from the center of the clearing. Mira uses a small spell to dry the ground. Thalen finds dry twigs under a tree, and Bren arranges stones in a circle. Soon, they have a space ready for a fire. The wind picks up, but the trees block most of it. Snowflakes drift down like feathers. The group sits close, their shoulders touching. Mira lights a tiny flame in her palm. It flickers and dances, casting a warm glow on their faces. Elira watches the flame and speaks softly. She says this retreat is a time to rest and learn. The others nod. They are here to study, to grow, and to help the land. The snowstorm may last a while, but they are safe now. As the fire grows, the group relaxes. They sip warm tea from Bren's pot. Mira hums a quiet tune. Thalen watches the trees, and Elira closes her eyes. The snow keeps falling, but inside the circle, everything feels still and calm. The thief, hidden in the shadows, watches the group. He stays silent, observing their warmth. The firelight flickers on his face, revealing a thoughtful expression. He considers joining them, feeling the pull of companionship. But for now, he remains unseen, a quiet guardian in the snowy night. The fire crackles gently in the center of the clearing. Mira adds a few more twigs, and the flames rise with a soft glow. The group sits close together, wrapped in thick cloaks. Elira takes off her gloves and warms her hands near the fire. Bren opens his wooden pack and pulls out a small kettle. He fills it with snow and places it over the fire. The snow melts slowly, turning to steam. Thalen watches quietly, then reaches into his pouch and adds a few dried herbs. The smell is sweet and calming. Mira leans back against her bedroll. She looks up at the sky, now hidden by thick clouds. The snow falls in steady flakes, but the fire keeps them warm. Elira checks her sword, then sets it aside. There is no danger here, only peace. Bren passes around warm cups of tea. Each friend takes one with a grateful smile. They sip slowly, letting the warmth spread through their bodies. Mira sighs and says this is the perfect place to rest. Thalen agrees. He says the forest feels quiet, but alive. Elira takes out a small book from her pack. She opens it and reads a few lines. The words are simple, about honor and kindness. She reads them aloud, and the group listens. Mira closes her eyes, and Thalen leans forward, listening closely. The snow begins to pile around the edges of the clearing. Bren brushes it away from the fire pit. He hums a soft tune as he works. Mira uses spell to keep the fire dry. A small shimmer surrounds the flames, keeping them safe from the snow. Thalen places a few pine cones near the fire. They pop and crackle, sending tiny sparks into the air. Illyra smiles and thanks him. She says the fire feels like a friend. As the tea runs low, Bren refills the kettle. Mira adds a pinch of spice this time. The smell changes, becoming richer. The group drinks again, and the warmth deepens. They speak in low voices, sharing small stories. Illyra tells of a village she helped last spring. Thalen speaks of a fox he once followed through the woods. Mira remembers a night under the stars. Bren talks about carving his first spoon. The fire burns steady. The snow keeps falling. But inside the clearing, time feels slow and kind. The wind whispers through the trees, carrying the scent of pine. Bard listens, feeling the forest's gentle song. Wizard closes her book, content with the evening's peace. Thief leans back, watching the shadows dance around them. A distant owl hoots, adding to the night's melody. Bard hums softly, matching the rhythm of the forest. Wizard smiles, feeling the magic in the air. Thief nods, enjoying the moment's calm. The fire crackles, casting warm light on their faces. Together they sit, wrapped in the night's embrace, feeling safe and at home. Later, as the fire settles into a warm bed of coals, Mira stands and stretches. Her boots crunch softly in the snow as she walks to the edge of the clearing. She looks around, her eyes scanning the white ground. Something catches her eye near a tree stump. She kneels and brushes away the snow with her gloved hand. A corner of something dark peeks through. Mira calls gently to the others. Illyra rises first, followed by Thalen and Bren. They walk over, curious. Mira clears more snow. A leather cover appears, cracked and worn. She lifts it carefully. It's a book, thick and heavy. The cover has a faded symbol, a tree with stars in its branches. Mira holds it close and smiles. Illyra asks what it is. Mira says it feels like a spellbook, but very old. She opens it slowly. The pages are dry and full of careful writing. Symbols and drawings fill the margins. Some pages have pressed leaves between them. Thalen leans in. He touches one of the leaves and nods. He says the magic here is gentle, like the forest waking up. Bren peers over Mira's shoulder. He points to a sketch of a deer with glowing antlers. Mira turns the pages slowly. Some spells are familiar, but many are not. One page shows a circle of stones with light rising from the center. Another shows a tree with roots that reach into stars. Mira whispers that this book holds forgotten magic. Illyra suggests they sit by the fire and read more. The group agrees. They return to the fire, and Mira places the book on a dry cloth. She opens it to the first page and begins to read aloud. The words are soft and flowing. They speak of balance, of seasons, of quiet power. As Mira reads, the fire seems to glow brighter. Thalen closes his eyes and listens. Bren sketches the symbol from the cover in his notebook. Illyra watches the flames and thinks about the meaning of the words. She says this book may help them learn something important. Mira nods. She says the magic here is not for fighting, but for healing. Outside the clearing, the snow falls quietly. Inside, the group leans close, their faces lit by firelight and wonder. The spellbook rests between them, full of secrets waiting to be known. Mira pauses, feeling the weight of the words. The air around them feels different, charged with mystery. Elira suggests they try a simple spell. Mira nods, turning to a page with a drawing of a small plant. The spell promises to make it grow quickly. Thalen finds a seed in his pouch and places it on the ground. Mira reads the words slowly, her voice steady. The seed trembles, then sprouts, pushing through the snow. A tiny green shoot appears, reaching for the sky. The group watches, amazed. Bren sketches the plant, capturing its delicate leaves. Elira smiles, saying this magic is gentle, like a whisper from the earth. Phelan agrees, feeling a connection to the forest around them. Mira closes the book, her heart full of hope. She says they should protect this knowledge, keep it safe. The fire crackles softly, casting warm shadows. Outside, the snow continues to fall, blanketing the world in silence. The group sits quietly, feeling the peace of the moment. They know the journey ahead will be long, but they are not afraid. Together, they will uncover the secrets of the spellbook, one page at a time. The group sits close to the fire, the spellbook open between them. Mira turns each page with care. Her fingers trace the faded ink. The words are old, but they feel alive. Elira leans forward. She asks about a page with a circle of stones and a glowing tree. Mira reads the lines slowly. The spell speaks of balance and growth. It says the forest listens when hearts are calm. Phelan nods. He says the forest has been quiet lately, like it is waiting. Bren sketches the glowing tree in his notebook. He adds small stars above the branches. Mira flips to another page. This one shows a stream with light flowing through it. The spell is about guiding water, helping it find its way. Mira says it could help during dry seasons. Elira smiles. She says these spells are gentle. They do not force, but guide. Phelan agrees. He says nature works best when helped, not pushed. Bren asks if they can try one. Mira says they should wait until morning. The magic needs calm minds and clear skies. Elira nods. She says rest will help them understand. The fire crackles softly. The snow outside is deep now, but the clearing stays warm. Mira closes the book and wraps it in cloth. She places it beside her bedroll. Phelan adds more wood to the fire. Bren checks the kettle and pours the last of the tea. They drink in silence, thinking about the spells. Elira stands and stretches. She looks at the trees and says the forest feels different now, like it knows they are here. Mira agrees. She says the book has woken something. The group settles into their blankets. Mira lies close to the book. Elira rests with her sword nearby. Phelan curls near the fire, and Bren tucks his notebook under his arm. The wind outside hums like a lullaby. The fire glows steady. The spellbook sleeps beside them, full of quiet power. The group drifts into rest, their dreams touched by soft magic. Morning light filters through the trees, painting the clearing in soft gold. Birds sing a gentle song, waking the group slowly. Mira sits up, rubbing sleep from her eyes. She reaches for the spellbook, feeling its quiet energy. Elira stretches, her muscles relaxed from the night's rest. Phelan yawns and stirs the fire back to life. Bren opens his notebook, eager to capture morning thoughts. The forest feels alive, whispering secrets in the rustling leaves. Mira suggests they try the spell for guiding water. Elira nods, ready to learn. Phelan and Bren gather around, excitement in their eyes. Together, they prepare to weave magic with the forest's help. Morning comes slowly. The snow still falls, but the sky is lighter. The fire has burned low, but a warm glow remains. Mira wakes first. She sits up and checks the spellbook. It is dry and safe. Thalen stirs next. He stretches and listens to the trees. He hears something soft nearby. A rustle, then a quiet step. He looks up and sees a gentle creature at the edge of the clearing. It is small, with fur like snow and eyes like moss. Its antlers are short and smooth. It watches the group but does not run. Thalen whispers to the others. Elira opens her eyes and sits up slowly. Mira rises and holds her hands out, palms open. The creature tilts its head. Bren stays still, watching with wide eyes. The creature steps closer. It sniffs the air, then looks at the spellbook. Mira kneels and opens it to the glowing tree page. The creature blinks and steps forward. It places one hoof on the edge of the cloth. Thalen speaks softly. He says the creature is curious. It feels the magic. Elira nods. She says it may be a guardian or a guide. Mira asks if it needs help. The creature moves to the fire. It sits, calm and quiet. Bren offers a piece of dried fruit. The creature sniffs it, then eats slowly. Mira watches its movements. She says it is not afraid. Thalen places his hand on the ground. He closes his eyes and listens again. He says the forest is speaking through the creature. It wants them to read more. Mira opens the book to a new page. This one shows a path of stars through trees. The spell speaks of finding lost places. The creature lifts its head and makes a soft sound. Elira says they should follow where the spell leads. Bren agrees. He says the creature may show them the way. Mira nods. She says the book and the forest are working together. The creature stands and walks to the edge of the clearing. It looks back once, then waits. The group packs their things slowly. The fire fades, but the warmth stays in their hearts. They follow the creature into the snow. The spellbook safe in Mira's arms. The snow crunches softly under their feet. The air is crisp, carrying the scent of pine. The creature leads them through the trees, its steps light and sure. Mira holds the spellbook close, feeling its gentle warmth. Thalen listens to the forest's whispers, guiding their path. Elira keeps her eyes on the creature, trusting its silent guidance. Bren walks beside Mira, sharing quiet words about the journey ahead. The forest feels alive, its presence comforting and watchful. As they walk, the sky brightens, revealing the path of stars above. The spellbook's pages seem to glow softly, echoing the light of the stars. The creature pauses, looking back at them with its moss-colored eyes. It nods slightly, urging them forward. They reach a small clearing, where the trees form a natural arch. The creature steps aside, allowing them to pass. Mira takes a deep breath, feeling the magic in the air. Together, they step through the arch, ready to discover what lies beyond. The snow crunches under their boots as they follow the creature. It moves slowly, stopping now and then to look back. The trees grow closer together, but the path stays clear. Mira holds the spellbook close. She reads a few lines as they walk. The words speak of patience and trust. Elira walks beside her, watching the trees. Phelan walks near the creature. He hums a quiet tune, one the forest knows. Bren sketches the creature's shape in his notebook, careful not to fall behind. After a while, the creature stops. It stands near a frozen stream. The water is still, but not solid. A thin shimmer moves under the ice. Mira steps forward and opens the book. She finds the page with the glowing stream. The spell is about helping water move again. She reads the words softly. Her voice is calm and steady. The creature watches. Thalen kneels and places his hand on the ice. He feels the shimmer. Illyra places her hand on his shoulder. Bren stands behind them, holding a lantern. Mira casts the spell. Light flows from her fingers, soft and warm. It touches the ice and spreads. The shimmer grows brighter. Slowly, the stream begins to move. The ice melts in small circles. Water flows gently, like a sigh. The creature steps forward and drinks. It lifts its head and makes a soft sound. Phelan smiles. He says the forest is pleased. Illyra nods. She says the balance is returning. Bren draws the stream and the creature, adding stars above. Mira closes the book. She says the spell worked because they listened. The creature walks to her and touches her hand with its nose. Then it turns and walks into the trees. The group stands quietly. The stream flows beside them, clear and calm. Snow still falls, but the air feels lighter. They return to the clearing slowly. The fire pit is cold, but they light it again. The flames rise, steady and warm. Mira places the book beside her. Illyra sets her sword down. Thalen adds pine cones to the fire. Bren pours tea. They sit close again, the spellbook between them. The creature is gone, but its peace remains. The night deepens, stars twinkling above. Mira sips her tea, feeling warmth spread. Illyra sharpens her sword, the sound rhythmic and soothing. Thalen hums softly, matching the crackling fire. Bren sketches the stars, capturing their gentle light. They share stories, laughter echoing in the quiet night. The forest listens, cradling them in its ancient embrace. As the fire glows again, Mira opens the spellbook. She turns to a page with a circle of trees. The spell speaks of healing the forest. Illyra reads the words aloud. Her voice is clear and kind. Phelan listens closely. He says the forest near the stream is still weak. Bren nods. He says they should help it grow strong again. Mira agrees. They gather their tools. Mira holds her staff. Illyra wears her armor but leaves her sword behind. Thalen carries a pouch of seeds. Bren brings a small wooden flute. They walk back to the stream. The snow is lighter now. The trees seem to lean closer, listening. Mira draws a circle in the snow. Thalen places seeds at each point. Illyra stands at the center. Bren plays a soft tune. Mira casts the spell. Light flows from her staff. It moves through the circle, touching each seed. Thalen speaks to the earth. Illyra closes her eyes and breathes deeply. Bren's music fills the air. The seeds begin to sprout. Tiny green shoots push through the snow. The trees around them shimmer. The forest feels awake. The group smiles. Mira says the spell is working. Thalen nods. He says the forest is healing. Illyra opens her eyes and says the balance is returning. They stay in the circle, letting the magic settle. The snow falls gently. The stream flows beside them. Bren plays one last note, soft as a feather. They walk back to the clearing. The fire is still burning. Mira places the spellbook near it. Illyra sits beside her. Thalen adds more wood. Bren pours tea. They speak quietly. Mira says the book has many more spells. Illyra says they will learn them in time. Thalen says the forest will guide them. Bren smiles and says they are part of something good. The fire glows. The snow falls. The forest rests. The night deepens, wrapping the forest in a cool embrace. Stars peek through the clouds, twinkling brightly above. Mira looks at the sky. She feels a sense of peace. Illyra leans back, her eyes reflecting the starlight. Thalen listens to the soft rustle of leaves. He feels the earth's gentle heartbeat. Bren hums a quiet tune, matching the rhythm of the night. The fire crackles softly, sending sparks into the air. Its warmth surrounds them, comforting and familiar. Mira whispers a promise to the forest. She vows to protect it always. Illyra nods, her heart full of resolve. Thalen smiles, knowing they are united in purpose. Bren closes his eyes, feeling the bond between them. They sit together, sharing stories and dreams. The night is long, but their spirits are strong. They know the journey ahead will be challenging. Yet, together, they will face whatever comes. The spellbook lies open beside the fire. Mira turns the pages slowly. She finds a page with a tree and a sun above it. The spell is about light and warmth. Illyra says they should try it before the day ends. Mira agrees. Thalen says the forest will welcome it. Bren gathers small stones to mark the spell's circle. They walk to the edge of the clearing. Mira draws the circle in the snow. Illyra stands at the center. Thalen places pine needles around the edge. Bren hums a soft tune. Mira casts the spell. Light rises from the ground. It glows like morning sun. The snow around them melts a little. The trees shine gently. The group stands still. The light warms their faces. Illyra says it feels like spring. Thalen smiles. He says the forest remembers. The spell fades slowly. The snow falls again, but softer. The group returns to the fire. Mira closes the book. She says the magic is gentle and kind. They sit close. Bren passes around warm bread. Thalen pours tea. Illyra thanks them. Mira hums a tune from her childhood. The fire glows. The snow falls. The group rests, their hearts full of peace. The night deepens around them. Stars twinkle above, bright against the dark sky. The fire crackles softly, casting shadows that dance on the snow. Mira leans back, feeling the warmth seep into her bones. She looks at her friends, their faces lit by the fire's glow. Each one is lost in their own thoughts, yet they share a silent bond. Illyra picks up a stick and draws patterns in the snow. Her movements are slow and thoughtful. She hums a melody, the notes drifting into the night air. Thalen watches her, his eyes soft. He listens to the melody, nodding along with the tune. Bren taps his fingers on his knee, keeping time with the rhythm. Mira smiles, feeling a sense of belonging. She knows these moments are rare and precious. The world outside the clearing is vast and full of unknowns, but here, they are safe. The wind whispers through the trees, carrying the scent of pine. It rustles the branches, adding its own music to the night. The forest seems to breathe with them, alive and aware. Bren breaks the silence. "We should do this more often," he says, his voice warm. "It's good to be together." Illyra nods, her eyes bright. "Yes, the magic feels stronger with all of us here." Thalen agrees, his voice thoughtful. "The forest listens when we are united. It remembers our presence." Mira feels a surge of gratitude. She reaches for the spellbook, tracing the cover with her fingers. "There are more spells to try," she says softly. "We can learn them together." The group nods, their spirits lifted. They know the journey ahead will be challenging, but they are ready. Together, they can face whatever comes. The fire burns lower, its warmth lingering. The snow continues to fall, gentle and quiet. The world outside fades away, leaving only the clearing and the night. Mira closes her eyes, listening to the sounds around her. The crackle of the fire, the whisper of the wind, the steady breathing of her friends. It all blends into a soothing lullaby. As sleep begins to claim them, the group huddles closer. They share blankets, their bodies warm against the cold. The night wraps around them, a comforting embrace. In the morning, they will rise with the sun. But for now, they rest, their hearts full of peace and magic. The fire burns low, but steady. The group sits close, wrapped in blankets. Mira opens the spellbook one last time. She reads a short spell about peace and rest. Elira closes her eyes. Phelan leans back. Bren finishes his tea. The snow outside slows. The wind is quiet. Mira closes the book. She says the forest is calm. Elira nods. She says they have done well. Phelan smiles. Bren adds one last sketch to his notebook. They sit in silence. The fire glows. The snowstorm fades. The trees stand tall. The group drifts into sleep, safe and warm. The spellbook rests beside them, full of quiet magic. The night deepens, wrapping the forest in a soft, dark blanket. Stars peek through the branches, twinkling like tiny lanterns. The air is crisp, carrying the faint scent of pine and earth. Mira shifts slightly, pulling her blanket closer. She dreams of gentle streams and whispering leaves. Her face is peaceful, framed by the flickering light of the fire. Elira breathes deeply, her dreams filled with bright skies and open fields. Her hand rests on the ground, feeling the steady heartbeat of the earth beneath her. Phelan stirs, a soft smile on his lips. He dreams of distant lands and forgotten tales. His fingers twitch, as if reaching for something just out of sight. Bren's notebook lies open beside him. The pages are filled with sketches of their journey. His dreams are of new adventures and hidden paths. The fire crackles softly, sending tiny sparks into the air. The warmth spreads, keeping the cold at bay. Shadows dance along the trees, creating a moving tapestry of light and dark. An owl hoots in the distance, its call echoing through the night. The forest listens, a silent witness to the group's peaceful rest. Small creatures scurry in the underbrush, their movements barely audible. The moon rises higher, casting a gentle glow over the clearing. Its light touches the spellbook, making the cover shimmer softly. The book seems alive, as if it holds secrets waiting to be discovered. A gentle breeze stirs the leaves, carrying a promise of a new day. The air is filled with the quiet song of the forest, a lullaby for those who listen. Time passes slowly, each moment a gift of peace and rest. The group remains still, wrapped in dreams and warmth. The fire burns low, but its heart is strong. As dawn approaches, the sky begins to change. Colors of pink and gold spread across the horizon, chasing away the night. The first light touches the trees, waking the forest from its slumber. Mira stirs, her eyes fluttering open. She smiles softly, feeling the promise of a new day. Elira stretches, her movements graceful and slow. Phelan yawns, rubbing sleep from his eyes. Bren sits up, reaching for his notebook. The group shares a quiet moment, grateful for the night's rest. The forest is alive with the sound of morning, a symphony of life and hope. They rise, ready to face whatever the day may bring, together. The storm finally began to fade, leaving the forest quiet and still. Bard stood under a large tree, their cloak heavy with rain. They watched as the last drops fell from the leaves above. The wizard, standing nearby, shook water from her robes. Her eyes scanned the clearing, searching for any signs of danger. She whispered a few words, and a small flame appeared in her hand, casting a warm light around them. The thief emerged from the shadows, his face wet but smiling. "I found a path," he said, pointing towards a narrow trail. "It looks safe enough." Bard nodded, grateful for the thief's keen eyes. They adjusted their cloak and followed him, with the wizard close behind. The path wound through the trees, the ground soft beneath their feet. The air was fresh and cool after the storm. Birds began to sing again, their songs echoing through the forest. Bard felt a sense of peace returning, as if the storm had washed away their worries. The wizard paused, listening to the birds. "Nature always finds a way to heal," she said softly. Her voice was calm, like the gentle breeze that rustled the leaves. As they walked, the thief pointed out small animals peeking from their hiding spots. A rabbit darted across the path, its fur still damp. Bard smiled, enjoying the simple beauty of the forest coming back to life. The trail led them to a small clearing where sunlight broke through the clouds. The ground was covered in soft moss, inviting them to rest. Bard sat down, feeling the cool earth beneath them. The wizard joined them, her flame still flickering gently. She looked at Bard and the thief, her eyes warm. "We should rest here for a while," she suggested. "The storm has passed, but we need our strength." The thief nodded, stretching out on the moss. "A good idea," he agreed. "We have a long journey ahead." Bard leaned back against a tree, closing their eyes for a moment. The forest was alive with sounds, a comforting lullaby. They felt safe here, surrounded by friends and nature. The wizard began to hum a soft tune, her voice blending with the forest's melody. Bard listened, feeling the music wrap around them like a gentle embrace. As the sun dipped lower in the sky, the clearing became a haven of peace.